Nothing will cause a woman more grief than to think about what her teenage self used to want and aspire to be. I've seen our generation's brightest minds crumble at the thought of, would younger me be proud of the version of myself I am today? And it's me. I crumbled. But that makes, I would have to be the generation's brightest mind. I'm not that smart, actually. If you're like me and you're in your very early 20s, you're probably reminiscing, reflecting back on, thinking, crying, vomiting about your teenage years, high school years, previous college years, just whole entire childhood, because that is girlhood. I was going through my Google Docs because I know I had written a previous essay that's similar to the prompt that I had to do for an assignment. Anyway, I looked at it and I saw this assignment from like high school, I think 2018. The title of it was Your Future Spending, and it had a table on it that said 5 years, 25 years, and then 50 years, I think. I have no clue why they were having me think about the next 50 years. I know that professor that gave me that assignment didn't even know what they were gonna do when they were freaking 17, and now they're like 45. I don't know why they had me thinking about like my 50-year-old self, but that's in the past. And as I was reading it, I was thinking, oh my god, I'm low-key a psychic, but also I've always overthought my life way too much. I wrote way too much detail on that assignment. The requirements were very slim pickings. It was like, write in bullet points. You don't need complete sentences. I was writing paragraphs. I was writing paragraphs for that assignment. The assignment had like different categories. So it was like, what will be your job? What location will you be living in? How much money will you make? How will you be spending your free time? Things like that. But I thought, since it's the beginning of the year, everyone's making New Year's resolutions, I'm better than you, so I didn't, because I know that New Year's resolutions are a scam. You weren't going to do it in the middle of the year, you're not going to do it because it's the beginning of the year and it's January. And because I'm unemployed and have too much free time, we're going to fill this out again for me now and see what my future plans would be now, how things change, have my aspirations changed. Am I the same person that I was 5 years ago? Have I even changed at all? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so I have the assignment pulled up right now. We're just gonna go through it, see what I said, what nonsense that I had to say about myself, and see if we accomplished this. I'm just gonna use this as a to-do list and a way to self-evaluate or self-degrade. 5 years from now, 17-year-old self wanted 22-year-old me to be living in Kansas City, Missouri, which, like, I don't know why anyone would want that for themselves. I don't know why I kept that. I could have dreamed. That's the thing, me reading this, when I read this first column earlier, I was like, I did not dream big. This is very realistic and it's very like normal. Like, I was 17, like the sky's the limit. You could have wrote anything on the assignment. It's not even like, this is basically my manifestation. My life is probably how it is right now because I wrote that. I will earn money as a freelance writer and I'll most likely have a second job. Again, I don't know why you would want to have two jobs. The freelance writer thing isn't so bad. I did think about that many times. At this time, I think I wanted to be an animator. I wanted to be an animator, a showrunner, show creator. I basically wanted to be like Pendleton Ward because I love Adventure Time, or like Alex, whatever his name is, because I love Gravity Falls. Like, they were my inspiration as to why I even became like a film student. So like, that's probably why I chose freelance writer. I wanted to be a screenwriter. I don't anymore. I'm not interested in that. I will spend my time in college and take any other outside courses to get to the job I want. I will also try to spend my time as an intern. So pretentious. Pretentious for no reason. Like, I didn't get extra points because I was being productive in my responses. Like, I did not have to say this. This is true though. This is one of the ways that I spend my time. I don't do any outside courses. That's like, come on. What am I, a nerd? I have had internships. I've had like 2 to 3 internships as this. What? That's why I haven't had more internships. Why can't I speak? Thus far, all these things have like happened or are happening. I'm still in college, you know. How will you spend your money? It says, I will spend my money on necessities and things I need for college. True. If you looked at my bank account and tried to put things into categories, one would be matcha, just straight matcha. The next would probably be like K-pop/BTS. And then the other one would be like food and random trips out with my friends. Like, that's what my money is spent on, not really college. You really don't need to spend much money on college except for like literally tuition, which well, yeah, that is a lot to spend on college. Actually, you do spend quite a bit on college. Never mind. Let's move on to 25 years from now. or from then, which would be 42-year-old me. 42-year-old me will be living somewhere in California or whatever area my job takes me. I won't say I despise California, especially with the very tragic fires that have been going on. Love you, LA and California. But I have no desire to live in California. I think like traffic is a big reason why I don't want to live there. Way too many people, prices are crazy, influencers, and I'm like technically trying to be an influencer, am an influencer, I don't know, but I don't like them. So nah, I wouldn't live in California. But I still agree with whatever area my job takes me. I don't really have like a bias towards a certain area that I want to live in. Maybe Chicago. Chicago's kind of like, is that Midwest? Alexa, is Chicago Midwest?
Yes, Chicago is considered to be in the Midwest. Midwestern states are
Okay,
Illinois,
Alexa.
Indiana,
Alexa,
Iowa.
I might be a Midwest baddie for my entire life. That's crazy. But yeah, Chicago. New York is kind of like funky and stinky, and I don't like rats and I don't like subways. I still agree with this. Whatever area my job takes me is probably where I'll end up living. I really don't care that much as long as there's like things to do. People actually have concerts in that area, and then like it's not crazy priced, which I guess Chicago is too. Well, I don't know. How will you earn money? I will earn money by writing scripts and being a showrunner. See? I told you. I still do. I think I would independently produce like a short animated film, but I can't draw for one, which is why I kind of gave up on my animation dream, is because I cannot animate. I can't draw like 2D regular characters. How am I gonna make them like 3D or like move on a screen? You know what I mean? This is not gonna be how I will make money. This is definitely not gonna be my sole way of making money. Animators now aren't even making money. What will you do with your time? For fun, I will paint, read, or draw because it's therapeutic for me. I mean, yeah, basic answer, like, yeah, girl, it's therapeutic for a lot of people. These are like those activities that you say you do, but you haven't done them in like years. I haven't painted in probably since like 2023. I don't regularly paint, I don't regularly read or draw, but I will say it is a goal of mine to get better at drawing. I feel like 42-year-old me, 42-year-old me, I don't think I'd be drawing and painting and reading books. I'd probably be like raising kids or something, or like, I don't know, 42-year-old me. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. What the heck? I don't know. What do 42-year-olds do? Like, I don't know, like name a 42-year-old. You can't. Like, who's 42? How old is like Jason Nash? Back in my like David Dobrik, I'm sad to say I did have like a David Dobrik Vlog Squad era. Back then he was like 40, so like, I don't know, Jason Nash is like the idea of a 42-year-old that I have in my head, and that is not good. So I don't know. And then how will you spend your money? I will spend money on things to improve my work, like books, laptops, etc. I will also spend money on paying off any debt I have. By this time, I'll also be using my money to invest. While reading this, I'm realizing that my concept of time is off. Like, this is for 42-year-old me. 42-year-old me is not doing any of this. I think I just didn't know what to put for like older me, so I just wrote all the things down that I want to do now. The funny thing is, all these things that I set for like way older me are things that I'm actually trying to do now. Like half of this stuff, like spending my money on work, books, laptops, paying off debt. I don't have any debt, and I will graduate with no debt. Yeah. Come on, you can clap. I'm waiting. And then using my money to invest. You can invest now. You can invest if you have like 2 cents. Say that's more of like a 5-year goal for me now, is to start investing. And lastly, we have 50-year-old me, which would be 67 years old. 67. If I'm 67, the only thing I want to be doing is laying down and eating. I can't even fathom what I would do at 67. I can barely fathom what I'd be like at 30. I literally have no clue what 67-year-old me. Let's just read what I wrote. I will live in California still, but maybe in a more rural area. I don't know. I used to love California. I don't know where the California like fixation came from. It's definitely from like Hollywood and movies and celebrities. Oh, I wanted to be a screenwriter. That's why. Never mind. I get it. How will you earn your money? I will continue to earn money writing scripts and being a showrunner. No, you won't. With my time, I'll probably take up harder art forms like sculpting and ceramics. Probably, but this is just what I do now. And then how will you spend your money? I will spend my money on paying off any debt. Why did I think I would have debt? People older than me really instilled like this concept of like debt, especially from college. I was very afraid of having debt from college. I have no debt. Your girl ain't got no debt. I guess I could develop debt over time, but like I shouldn't be writing that for my freaking goals. Like I hope I won't be paying off my debt. I hope I won't have any debt. It's a very realistic approach that I had to this, but like these are all things that I can do like this year. I would say it's a pretty good reflection of who I am now. Like even for 5, 25, 50 years later, it's just me now, but older, like literally. And it makes me think like, am I just gonna be the same forever? Will I ever evolve? Like me 5 years ago had the same hobbies, same interests. Let's update the chart now. I'm wanting to update the chart. I don't want to really think about past me because honestly, this was not juicy enough. This was not juicy. I really was not creative. This is just like the goody two shoes. Let me finish this assignment for a grade. Like, girl, you know you do not want to do any of this. Actually, I did at the time, which is kind of annoying for me. The biggest thing I can learn from this is to shoot for the stars. I need to have way higher expectations because all of this is easy. These aren't even like goals. These are just like yearly goals that you can do. You can do all of this. You can complete all of this in like 3 months if you really wanted to. Like if you really wanted to just speed run your goals. This stuff is super easy. I need like way harder things. Right now I'm about to get unhinged with the goals I'm about to set for myself. Like this stuff is about to be unattainable, unrealistic, and chaotic. Why is it frozen? Is that a sign? 26. So in 5 years from now, I'll be 26. Oh, also I changed the parameters for this to 5 years, 10 years, and then 15 years from me now. Because doing 5, 25, 40, whatever the other thing was, that's way too much. I can't think that far ahead. But 26, 31, and 36 is reasonable. So 26-year-old me. For location, I'm thinking, like I said before, Chicago, maybe Kansas City. I think I could live here in Kansas City if I had enough money to like travel consistently. I said, as long as I have fun things to do, more friends, and travel when I want. I think those are the things that I need in order to live in Kansas City and also have a nice apartment. If not, Chicago, which honestly, if I can't accomplish this in Kansas City, how am I gonna accomplish it in a different city? I don't know. That's for 26-year-old me to figure out, but this is my goal. I don't even know if I like Chicago like that. I've literally been there once and I've been dying to go back, but like what if I go there again for a vacation and I don't even really like it anymore? But it's like been my goal in my head to live in Chicago. I don't know. I don't want to think about it. Income. I said 100K. 100K a year, a week, a month, 100K a month. The sky's the limit. Hopefully by then I can monetize. Oh, what is that? Monetize multiple different hobbies of mine, including YouTube. I want to sell art at some point. I need to get on top of that because that's been my goal for a minute, but I've been kind of procrastinating. I don't know how it will happen, but it will happen because I wrote it down and this document has some type of superpowers. I don't know. When I write things down on it, it happens. So moving on. If you say it's unrealistic, spend free time. I said going on dates with going to bars, karaoke, night outs, traveling, making videos. I feel like now in my college years, this is like my tame life era. Like I feel like I haven't been doing that much, which is kind of like the opposite. Like people say during your college years, you're supposed to be like young, wild, and free. But I think I'll have a much better time once I get a bit older, to be honest, because college is very crippling. Really, a lot of this stuff is like, I just turned 21, so like I can go to bars and do karaoke and cooler night outs and stuff. I don't really know if I'll drink or not, but just being 21 can get me into more things, you know. I'm eligible for more activities, so by the time I'm 26, I'd imagine I'd be doing this stuff and going out more. Yeah, even before then, making videos, I am committed to continuing to do this because I really like it and it's therapeutic for me. Spend my money. How? Apartment, car, bills, insurance, cat. God willing, my cat will still be alive and I will be devoting my entire life savings to her. And then apartment in a safe area, furniture that I like, close enough to my job and other things. I think 10 to 15 minutes is a good distance from your job and your home. Like right now when I go to university, I'm like 10 to 15 minutes away, and it's like perfect if I need to hurry and go back home and grab something. Super simple, super quick. I can be back, you know, in a very short amount of time. It's so crazy to me to think that like so many people commute way longer than that. This is delusional. This whole thing is delusional. This whole concept is delusional. None of this probably, well, no, this will happen. I am powerful. I am manifesting my dream life. This is reasonable. Let's move on. 10 years from now, I'll be 31. Old. I have not written anything for this. Location. The moon? Location, I don't know. Same thing as before. Wherever I go is where I'm at. Income, 1 million. 1 million doubloons, bro. $1 million. I actually don't really even desire to have $1 million. I feel like 100K is a good amount of money to live. Here's my theory. Like, I'm not someone, the cost to live my life is not that expensive. I'm not super high maintenance. I don't like luxury items. I don't care about any of those things. I care about functionality, comfort, and cuteness. And that's about it. So like, if I had $1 million, I would not be spending nowhere near like the max amount of money that I have. Probably all of it would be given away. Really, my house does not have to be that expensive. As long as I can eat, cook, live, and be safe, I'm fine. I really don't need my income to be this high, but if it was, I would set up a lot of donations and probably be like a philanthropist. Philanthropist. Yeah. How would I make $1 million? I don't know, man. I figured it out. Maybe I'll win the lottery. That's a good goal. Win the lottery. Spend free time. How would I spend my free? How does a 31-year-old spend their free time? Who's 31 right now? Alexa, what celebrities are 31?
Tim McGraw, Faith Hill.
Who are any of those people? Alexa, how old is Timothy Chalamet? He's almost there. Honestly, I would say I'm gonna put Timothy Chalamet as a role model for how I would spend my life at 31. He's been everywhere. He's been all over the place, being funny and goofy. He showed up to his lookalike competition. He's been with Brittany Broski. He's kind of like, he's a little bit iconic. I'm gonna just put him down as a 31-year-old I want to mimic. How would I spend my free time? Man, I don't know. Like, being cool. Oh, you know what? I would like to get into photography at some point. So photography, animation, short film, short animated series. There's a lot of different like artistic things that I want to do in my lifetime, and I think that a lot of people have this dilemma where they're like, oh, I want to do so many things, but I don't know what to choose for right now. Just pick something for right now. What's the easiest thing for you to accomplish right now? And leave the rest for like older you to accomplish. You can have multiple jobs. You can have multiple endeavors that you pursue. Just pick one for now. Put the rest in a journal, write it down, come back to it later on. When you have more money, maybe you can invest in it more later down the road. You can do it all. You can do it all. You can do most of it. You may not be like the best or like the most well-known. A lot of it may be like self-produced. If what you're desiring is to accomplish things and create something, you can do that. Really planning, that's probably like the biggest thing. If you plan for it, I feel like you can do it. I have every intention to do like every single creative endeavor that I want to do. So I would say by 31, I should be making like short films, animated series, things like that. Or at least like invest time in them or write for one or something like that. I would love to do. I don't know if I would have kids. To be honest, is it bad that like I just thought about all these cool and fun things that I would do at 31, and then I thought about the fact that like, oh, maybe I should have kids, and I was like, oh, maybe I won't do any of this. Like, oh my gosh, the idea of having kids is kind of like soul sucking, but I'd probably have kids around this age, if not before 31. But you know what, mothers are very cool and diligent and, you know, very strong, so I could be a mother and do these things still. I'm gonna put raising kids raising canes, that's the only raisin I know. Bills, because they don't go away. I would love to go on vacations. Something I want to do for my kids is like go on family vacations. We never really We never really went on family vacations growing up. We went on like one road trip, but vacations is not like something, not like a tradition for my family at all. 31-year-old is looking good. Now we're moving on to 36. I mean, like, heck, aren't I like on my way out by now? Like, what the heck, 36? I gotta think about 36. I don't know. I guess I'd be like in a higher up position in whatever job that I'm in. To be honest, if I make a lot of money like early on in life, which I may or may not, you never know, I'm saving it up. I am not a huge spender at all. Like, I'm retiring. If I can retire by 26, I'm retiring by 26, and I'm gonna work by choice in like very specific things that I want to work at, because I do believe that jobs are beneficial. You know, it's service to the people. We the people need workers and real people to complete tasks and have good ideas and have jobs that mean shit. And it's better to have people that want to work than have people that are like don't really want to work but they have to work. So even if I were to technically be able to retire, I would still work and do something like beneficial for the world, help some people. I don't know. I did put philanthropy or nonprofit work on here as well, is what I would hope to be doing at 36, universe willing, but I don't know. Like, continue living on. It's really the same thing. You know what? I'm ready to reflect on this. I'm done writing. Let's reflect. I don't even know what to say right now because I just filmed the outro, but then it was literally in slow-mo the entire time, and I spent 5 minutes spilling out my heart and my deepest, darkest thoughts. Well, they weren't dark thoughts, but I just spoke all that stuff and it was in slow-mo. I don't remember what I just said. I just said it too. I just turned the camera back on. I don't remember what I just said, bro. Life repeats itself. Dude, I don't know. This made me realize like life is just like, I work in some capacity. I pay bills in some capacity. I have relationships with people in some capacity. And then it just keeps going. I don't know. None of this even matters, like me planning this out, because what's gonna happen is gonna happen, and that'll be my reality, and that'll be my present. I'll live through it. Then, you know, things will just continue going on. I don't know, bro. What did I say? What did I just even say? Like, that has to be a mental illness. I hope in 5 to 10 years I start remembering the things that I just said. It's very fun to do this though. If you want to do it, I can link the template in the comments if someone like who watches the video this far wants to do this too. But it's really simple. You can just do it yourself, like in a Google Doc or whatever. You can take it seriously or not seriously. It really doesn't matter. I feel like it's just a fun thing to look back on. But yeah, see you guys next week. Bye guys. That's so awkward. Why did I do that? Okay, bye guys.